Hello everyone and welcome to the spring update from Medway. In this video, which will again be relatively short, we'll just be having a look at what has been happening on building work on the layout, and for the new people and also the existing folks, we'll have a look at a tour around the layout. Because I'm aware is that you only get to see bits and bobs of it because of the amount of clutter that's usually appearing on the layout. But I've had a little tidy up and we'll have a tour around. We'll also be looking at new additions to Medway, and then we'll finish off with a running session, just a little one. So I hope you enjoy it. Grab yourself a cuppa, and here we go. So this is the area that has given me the trouble recently. I don't know if you remember, I wanted a fishing lake in this area, and I did wonder whether I'd have enough room. So I thought I'd give it a go. I started off by making the base of the lake, and I just used ordinary paints, acrylics from, I think it might be in a hobby shop or the range, just the cheapo ones, browns, green, bit of black, white, and that was where my first mistake. I to be honest with you, left it too dark. I know you're supposed to have a darker area in the middle to give depth, but it didn't really work. But I hadn't realised it at that stage. So the next step was to decide what I was going to use for the water. Now, I was toying with resins, but I did find a WWS water sheet, which is like a piece of stiff acetate with embossed ripples in it. So I popped that down over it, and it looked like a sheet of acetate was just laid on it, and the effect wasn't that great at all. So my next mistake was thinking perhaps if I varnished it, would it look any better? So I put varnish under the top, and it was matte varnish, so again the effect didn't look great. So then I decided to paint over the top of that, and added some blues in. Was reasonably happy with the effect on that. I then put over a couple of coats of gloss varnish, which seemed to improve things. So I then thought, well, look, let's carry on with it, because if it does look rubbish, I've got a base, and I'll use some of the deluxe water resin straight pours. So what I did was to use just offcuts of foam board to make the bases of the banks here. I then used just everyday, I think it was from Tesco's in fact, household filler, and sort of laid it across here and a little bit across here and over the back, just to give some shape. I left this not with any filler on, because I wanted this as a bank area where the fishermen fish from. I left that overnight to dry, and then I painted just a base again of sort of postery paste, brown paint, just to give a base, and then sprinkled over some tea leaves, dried tea leaves, just again to give a brown base. So along here we've got, if we can focus, we've got woodland scenics and bushes, and they go around, and I've put them all around here. There's a few areas that we've got over on that side, which has got some lichen. Over the back here is WWS forest floor, which is quite nice. It's sort of bits and very small bits of wood, and gives a nice effect. So I'm going to have that as a sort of very rough area, and there's little bits of sea foam that have broken off that I've used. So let's go in a little bit closer. I think you'll see. Now, I was wanting to sort of the transition from the bank into the lake, and I was wondering what to use, and then I found a while back I'd bought some cheapo static grass, and the 6mm stuff had just really gone into tight balls, and I was going to chuck it away, but what I thought was, actually, let's break it up slightly, and then I use that to make the side of the lake bank, and as you see, we've got the ubiquitous shopping trolley put in. So I was quite pleased how that came out. For the bank, it was just some 2mm static grass, little bits of brown ballast sprinkled across, a couple of very small bits of woodland celiac foliage, just to give you a little bit of texture. I also had, I think from Gauge Master, it must have been knock water plants. So we've got those there, and we've got those there. And if we go across, you get a look, there's a nice water lily of how the water has come out, and I'm not too disappointed about it. I managed to use my PD Marsh fisherman. Now what I'm deciding to use, I'll need something for his fishing line, so it'll either be a thin bit of cotton, or maybe I'll try to use a little bit of glue gun residue where it goes stringy, and we can put that there, and then we've got just a little bit of ballast for the footpath. So there we go, that's the fishing lake. So yeah, I'd be appreciative of any comments. For the new subscribers, you probably haven't really had a layout tour. So let's start from what was the beginning of the first build. So we move along here, we've got the car park and bus stop area for the station. One recent addition is the block of flats. And I just wonder if I could have your opinion, if you think perhaps we were really worth having another block put next to it. I just wonder what you think there. If we move along here, we've got the arches, which has the various shops, and above we have a block of shops and a walkway. There are some of the shops which are local to me, such as Hooboo's and News, Von Lawson's Butchers. Wilco's is local, the Motor Factor. And so we then move down to the signal box, which, as you can see, is lit and detailed. Then we move along into the station, where we've got the news agents. We have a train spotter. We've got a member of staff who's just waiting for the trains to arrive, which has got the disabled passenger on. You'll see that we've got a wonky lamppost. That occurred when the cat knocked it, so I'm just going to decide what I'm going to do with that. Gillingham supporter, just waiting for the train to get down to the see the Gills in the next match. We've got the bike rack. We've got a chap there who's looking at the notice board. Let's have another look around the station. As you can see, the station is lit. Here's platform 2, which is a London-born platform. And we've got relative figures there. There's a chap just waiting to get himself a Diet Coke. Through to the platform. Oh, where's the train? Come on, it's late. Subway access to the 2 stations. Now, again with the cat, she knocked off one of the CCTV lamps, or CCTV cameras I should say. So then gave me a thought, why not set a little diorama up? So using a couple of scale model scenery ladders, that's now being repaired, just waiting for a suitable engineer figures to put in. Let's move over to platform 1. There is the, if we can get down, the coffee bar. Let's see if we can get another, yep. There's somebody waiting for their latte. Then we move over, we've got the Red Star parcels department, which has got the brute trolleys in. We move along to the station, and then we look and we're into the park, the Memorial Park. Okay, so that is the station side. Okay, moving to the more industrial side, I'll give you a panorama just as we see the 121 going past. Let's follow that, and that gives you an idea of what we got there. Those buildings, pretty simple, just made out of foam board and some scale model scenery downloaded sheets. We've got, if I can just get in a bit closer, yep, there we go. We've got the office buildings, which has got Smith's Cafe and the area for the smokers, and then we have the Aldi store, and we move down to the park area, and there we've got the tea bar and cafe. We have the bandstand for entertainment, and the storage cabin behind. Then if we move down, we have the skate park, we have the flower beds along there. That's just my pointer. So we've got, if you can see there, the play area, and just here we've got, the bird has just landed, but we've got a demonstration of some birds of prey. And then if we move over, this is just the base of the Bowls Club. So we've got the Bowls Green in place, and of course, as you can see, there's quite a lot of work to be done there, and that gives you a panorama view of it. Moving to the high street scene, let's see if we can get in a bit closer. We've got the row of houses. We've got the RAC van attending the Austin 1300 GT, and why I know it's a replica of the first car I ever bought, and being attended to by the RAC, was a regular occurrence. If we go a bit closer, we've got a chap there working on the BT box. Well, in fact, I think it's the satellite TV box. There's the houses. There's Mr. Williams cleaning the windows. Some of the neighbours having a chat. Oh, what's gone on here? There we are. We've got the ambulance crew attending a patient. We move on a bit further. More high street activity. We have some folks waiting for the commuter coach that will take them into London. There's a bike rack there for them. There's Mike on his Motability scooter, and as you would expect, the family are looking at the model shop, hopefully on trains. Somebody's just coming out of the fish and chip shop. There we go, and a few more shops. There's the county library, and then you have a look at Benson Shoes. Oh, what's gone on here? Yep, as usual, there's a bit of aggro at the Duke of York, but it doesn't seem to have affected this couple here. And then let's look down to the scrap area, and oops, I think somebody has just been caught with the toilet door opening. A little bit of cutting up of the rails there. There's the churchyard, and if I can move across your, oops, hopefully just see the churchyard a little closer. Do excuse the camera work. And if we move along to here, there we go, we've got the local tyre fitters, Rochester Tyre Services. There's a Mini, just waiting to have its tyres changed. There's Medway Ambulance Station, fuel in the response car. Somebody having a well-earned break while having a chat with the motorcycle ambulance personnel, and there's one just waiting to leave. We move next door to Medway Fire Station. And then next door to that is a jet garage. Now, work to be done on the canopy. I've just got it propped up here, but the car wash seems quite busy. There's a fella who's just picking up something from the Amazon locker, and if we look down there, there's a view across the high street. Now the final side is what is now, if we go in, the Evelyn Museum of Transport. Once the Peninsula Brewery Factory. Since, if you watched the last video, we've had some more road markings put in. Bit more fencing. Just got to decide what I'm going to do here, hence the walkway being down. If we can move in. A few exhibits have arrived already. We've got Fred Dibner. We have Del Boy's Capri, the famous three-wheeler, Inspector Morse's Jag, and an AA motorcycle. So if we sort of zoom out, and also what we've got is the first loco to be into the repair area. It's a little old 4.0, very rusted. We've got some nice access steps that are West Hill Wagon Works, and what I've decided to do is leave them on the stand, because I don't trust myself to cut them away without breaking them, and I'll sort of blend that in with some ballast. I'll give them a paint first and find a suitable figure, and I'll show you some pictures of different sides of that loco. So we pan out and then we finish off just looking at what is the existing part left of the working brewery stroke museum. So there we are. That's Medway, and let's just follow this 121 around. As you can see, still lots of work to be done. I think it hopefully will give you an idea of what we're trying to achieve. Any comments, questions, suggestions, then please obviously pop them in the comments. Much appreciated. Okay, let's just watch it into the station. That there was the April update, and I hope you found it interesting. I'm quite pleased now that progress has been made on all four sides of the layout, and that the building is now progressed nicely, and we're probably just now putting extra details in. What's to happen in the future? Well, the museum side, I've got a few items that I'm waiting to come in, and I think hopefully by the time you get to see the next update, we would have moved on a fair bit, so keep your eye out for that. The Bowls Club will probably not see much happening there for a few months. I've got an item that's due to come in, and when it does, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, but keep a lookout for that. And so I'm pleased with the layout. I'm now going to be looking to get some more sort of, as it were, structured running sessions. Also, there's going to have to be a think again on the wiring side, and it needs really, I think I mentioned it before, good tidying up. And I'm just looking at what I'm going to be doing and what I'm going to be using for that. So I've seen a few things, and I just sit down and have a little think about that. The layout's running okay, so that's good. But I've just realised it just looks a mess underneath. So a good tidy up is what's going to happen. What else? I suppose really, I must say again, we've had some new subscribers, and you're very welcome. And thank you for taking the time to join us. Existing folks, as always, I'm really humbled by the amount of people that watch. When, as I mentioned before, there are so many brilliant channels out there. So thank you very much. Um, Again, on a very sad note, last update I mentioned the passing of Jeff at Tram Junction. And to be honest with you, I was quite shocked. I saw young Danny at South Line, Southern Line, put up a short video. And so I switched on and found that Somerset Andy has really sadly passed away. He's a lovely YouTuber. I was a subscriber to his channel, and anytime I made a comment and he replied, he was always very humble and supportive in his replies. To be honest with you, I enjoyed his channel because he was just a fella who loved his model railways, um, very enthusiastic, and loved running new locos. And when he got a bargain, he'd be quick to put a video up so as everybody else could join in. So he was a really lovely guy, and rest in peace, Andy, and condolence to obviously all his friends and family. And yeah, he leaves his dog, wee jockey. So yeah, what can we say? Rest in peace, Andy. And so, on that note, I think it's appropriate to say, look, folks, take care of yourself, stay safe, happy modelling, and see you probably in another few weeks. Bye for now.